You can walk among grass and bilberry scrub for hours in the mountain valleys. But higher up, the plants don't grow as much. This is where the Arctic fox lives. It's summer, and in the Arctic fox's den, the new cubs are feeding. Storm is one of the sons from last year's litter. Last autumn, when his siblings left, he stayed to help out at home. But he's not really all that helpful. The den is getting crowded, and it's time for him to move out as well. Before he leaves, his father wants to tell him about the family history. At the end of the 19th century, there were several thousand Arctic foxes in Scandinavia. But people wanted their lovely thick fur, so far too many Arctic foxes were killed. Even though the Arctic fox was protected by law in the late 1920s, there are now only a few hundred adult Arctic foxes left in Sweden and Norway. People almost made the Arctic fox extinct. So now we need to help them survive and increase in number. It's time to leave. Storm takes a packed lunch with him from the family's food stores. Just like all the other foxes, Storm has to find a partner and his own territory. The mating season starts in March, so it has to be settled by then. That's difficult because there are so few girl Arctic foxes. Oh, he has to walk a long way to find her. Lemmings and small rodents are Storm's favorite food. When there aren't many lemmings, he eats dead animals or hunts hares or birds. If he gets really hungry, he eats plants or moves closer to people to find scraps of food. Storm was born in a year when there were lots and lots of lemmings, so he doesn't know about going hungry. But in the autumn, it's more difficult for him to find food. He needs to be as fat as possible. So if the worst comes to the worst, he can live off his body fat in the winter. Human activity can create problems for animals. Birds die when they fly into power lines. Good food for foxes. But the red fox is bigger and chases the Arctic fox away. It's autumn, and something is happening to Storm's fur. There are two types of Arctic fox, white and blue. The blue fox is steely blue in the winter and brown in the summer, while the white fox, which is entirely white in the winter, is brown with a pale belly in the summer. Winter has arrived. It's difficult for Storm to find food. So now he's living off his fat reserves. Hungry, he battles through the mountains. Just when things feel really bad, he meets a happy, well-fed Arctic fox. This Arctic fox has just been released into the wild by people. In Norway, some Arctic foxes are kept in captivity to have pups. When the pups are big enough, they're released in areas where there are old Arctic fox dens. Automatic feeders that serve dog food are another way of helping the Arctic fox. Storm needs lots of nourishment and stays by the feeder for a few days. The winter is cold in Jämtland, but Storm has managed to put on a good layer of fat. He also has a very thick fur coat, keeping him warm despite temperatures far below -40 degrees Celsius, so there's no need for him to shiver from the cold. Suddenly, Storm hears someone calling for help and runs towards the noise. A female Arctic fox has been surrounded by aggressive red foxes. It's her. It's Tinde. 2 shots from a hunter's gun rescue Tinde, who has no idea what really happened. In her eyes, Storm is the true hero, and that suits him just fine. Even if Storm and Tinde have a future together, it's not certain that the Arctic foxes in Norway and Sweden will survive. There are still so few of them that there's a real risk the species will become extinct. The efforts to help the Arctic fox population seem to be working. Now there's a chance of meeting Arctic foxes in areas they vanished from a long time ago. The aim is that Arctic foxes will be able to look after themselves in the future without needing help from people.